pile. After Cascadia in 1084, I was expecting...
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside? Hagen? I've never heard of her. Is she from the board? Damn it. I knew this would happen. This is utter nonsense. I've never even been to Groundbreaker. What happened to the team? Tell me you didn't move their suspension tanks. Small consolation. My team, the finest minds of their generation, reduced to salvage. We were trying to prove that the colony could survive the crisis bearing down on us.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You can write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving. The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, the board let me approach the problem from a different angle. I believed that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have. Not for lack of trying. I wanted to save them all, but I wasn't strong enough. There are other teams. We didn't want to experiment on human test subjects, so we used the only resources we had. Each other. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelia... It's been missing for over 2 years now. They never re-established contact after the skip to Earth. Of course, the board is keeping that under wraps.
I can certainly understand why.
Board cover-ups? Vessels disappearing into the aether? Sounds like the work of aliens to me.
The board is uneasy about letting the colony know, seeing as half of their military force vanished without a trace. I'd prefer if you didn't use my name when you talk about this. My contract has a list of very terrible consequences for breaking secrecy. Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleon. With any luck, our next generation will be eating and thriving off Halcyon crops.
I don't understand a word she said, but I don't like her tone one bit.
We haven't made enough strides to advance the plan. Hardly any at all. But we have to keep trying. You came to kill me. I assume that's still on the table. Please don't. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing, and we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony.
It may not be pretty, but we risk the colony's downfall if we hinder the doctor's research.
I hope you know what you're doing, Captain. I leave it in your hands.
You know how I feel, boss. If you're a cog in the corporate apparatus, your face is pretty much fair game. That's my motto.
Everything I did was for the good of the colony. The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist. A madman, a butcher. I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander? Alien conspiracy? No. What? Did you hit your head on your way in or something? I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive. Wrong answer.
Halt.
What?
Beginning.
We all in one piece!
Hey! That's illegal! What do you think you're doing? Just be careful.
Heads up, boss!
Go!
Don't mess with us!
Smells like a bit.
That's... to keep me... This is a... What? Small... We were...
What are you doing?
You can write... I'm... The... No. There...
I can
The... I... You came to kill me. If I die... The one on the wanted posters? I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander? What kind of science? I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab.
Not so fast. Give... That's the last of him!
I hope Dr. Wells has the resources to handle this project.
Welcome aboard, Captain. The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to...
Is it done? Well, damn. Contractor grew a conscience. As your employer, I'm both angry and disappointed. I'll add that to your file. Technically, I owe you an exit interview. Care to justify your betrayal of our species, or are we finished here? You're awfully quick to trust someone who offed her colleagues and called it a good start. Out of my office. We're done.
The thanks we get for showing a little integrity.
What a surprise. Seems we're no longer wanted here.
Time for you to move along.
Put him in the dirt!
Is it done? Technically, I owe you an exit. You're off out of my office.
Thanks.
What? After cascading.
Oh, that's the last of him. Your back, Captain. With you, boss. Don't mess with us.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Is it done? Well, well. Looks like someone's due for a promotion. How does Vice President of Aggressive Acquisitions sound to you, contractor? You've certainly earned it, my blood-soaked rising star. From now on, the board will think twice before fucking with Lilia Hagen, savior of humanity. Be sure to mention that in your travels. We could use the free advertising.
Vice President of Aggressive Acquisitions. Got a nice ring to it.
Shouldn't be a problem. I have quite a bit of experience spreading the word.
Well, if there's nothing else, I need to review some applications, seeing as I just lost my best contractor. Not as much as I'd like. The board dispatched it to Earth on a Interesting. It's possible the board wanted the cruiser to disregard ancillary tasks. I'll have someone look into it. But for the moment, we're pissing in the wind and shooting in the dark.
Crew report. Bioka is drunk. Surprise. We're now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain.
Subtle work, Captain. Well done. We are victorious.
This place smells worse than the back bays.
Incoming. Yeah! Last of them.
You get your schooling, Max?
Nowhere special, Mr. Millstone. An OSI seminary, same as my peers.
They teach you science there? You know, test tubes, formulas, all that sundry.
Among other things, including a rigidity of thinking. Why do you ask?
You got any of your own books? Just a casual.
Of course. And you're welcome to them.
Depends on what you got. But I reckon we can work something out. You know, I think I did hear something about that. Alright, okay.
Good with your life.
I was hoping for a word.
These are special goods, only on offer to special clients. You cotton? She needs it for a job? Well, why didn't you say so? Reckon you asked her where to best procure one? No, it's
You seen Arthur today?
Nah, last time I saw him was stars. I can't remember. Days.
hungry? No. Not so fast. No need for violence, boss. Should have just said you're on the clock for sublight. Give me a jiffy to break. I mean, this goes like that. That'll do it. Careful. I'm trusting you to go. Will that be all, or do you require something to say, Scratcher it?
Ah, human. A lost card. You know, I think I did hear something about that.
Initiating greetings protocol. Greetings.
Where do you think you're sneaking to? Production line is the... I'm darn well thinking about it. Well, since you asked me real nice, fine. I'll let it slide. But just this once, mind you.
Heads up, boss! Oh, that's the last of him. Wow! How'd you do that?
Whoa now. And just what do you figure you're doing up here? These are my private quarters, friend. I don't allow tours up here. I don't allow tours ever on deeper consideration. Certain things require a mess to do well. See, I was just killing some time. I prefer to prepare my dinner by my own hand. Nothing like fresh and bloody Borstwurst. I do own a factory known for specializing in the canning of Borstwurst. On occasion, I like to imbibe other parts of the cysty pig. Did you fancy me a cannibal? Perish the thought. No, I don't eat the bodies, I disappear. A joke, that last was. So, what can I do for you? My full attention is at your disposal.
Captain, I would caution that we tread carefully through the remaining morass of this encounter, for the safety of all involved.
While I approve of your associate's cautious nature, I still teeter on the verge of losing my patience. Let us move forward with the present proceeding. Indeed it is. Did you partake of the experiment? I would like to hear your assessment of the quality of each sample, if so. Don't wait so long, the meat rots. Then I won't be able to trust your answers. By sublight, you mean Catherine, do you not? That greedy, star-crossed sow. Listen, friend. The Borst King of Monarch does not negotiate with coveters. How about you bring me Catherine's severed head, and I will gift you a lifetime supply of Borst. You desire that I should lower myself to Catherine's level of crassness and filth? I cannot fathom how that would cotton myself. The king built this golden monopoly brick by brick from the rubble when the corpse abandoned Monarch. No, he ain't the sort to partner up, as that requires the sharing of power and profits. You think to blackmail me? Try it. The king will grind you to bone spurs and toenails. For true? You figure she will appreciate my skills? They did take me years to perfect. However, I remain unconvinced she could provide the means to make the association worth my while. If you ain't noticed, I'm doing swell, ruling this kingdom on my own. I do admire a properly ruthless individual. If it will keep that sublight sow off my back, then it's an undoubtedly worthwhile pursuit. The king is interested. John Hancock me on the dotted line, friend. I will even give her a cut of the profits, requiring she keeps clear of my short hairs. Do not push me. I am not one to suffer insults. Tell Catherine she is permitted to dump the bodies each and every Tuesday, precisely at 3 a.m.
Cass. Knock, knock.
Go away, White.
Remind me never to get on Ms. Malin's bad side.
How's Clive? I do hope you gave him my regards. Oh, this ought to be good. What does he mean to offer in exchange for his no-account life? True enough, I got bodies piling up, drawing attention where they ought not to be. But if I take the factory, I don't need Clive to dispense of my messes. Can appoint someone to handle it myself. Point taken. Good help is hard to come by. Plus, Clive doesn't seem the type to upchuck his boards during dismemberment. Still, you're asking me to walk away from easy money. So are a lot of things in life. And your point is? All right. Color me convinced. Reckon I owe you a finder's fee. Don't spend it all in one place. Unless it's here. I'll presume you mean Arthur. The one you sent scurrying back like a sprat with his tail cut off? Reckon I'm happy he's alive. I'd be happier if the marauders who botched my drop were dead. I take it you don't have a reservation. No matter, I keep a suite of VIP rooms for... The VIP rooms charged by the night. Marvelous. Do take care of the place. Maid service won't clean after a murder.
Get your schooling.
A reminder to all crew members, there is only one toilet on the ship. We're now in orbit above Roseway, Captain.
Our victory is their defeat.
Fancy looking smoke box. Stinks like Raptidon though.
Seriously.
You're shitting me. You ain't so bad. Here's something for the trouble. I need to give some kind of disclosure.
Oh my god, yeah! Get some are in the
sides and the giant craters shown just beyond this character clearly suggests that we are not actually standing on a planet. Landscape in this first image of the trailer is indeed the asteroid Scylla, and we actually see you'll see the company brand, a little bumblebee icon with an electric spark coming from its stinger. Now, another reason we
The Outer Worlds, Obsidian's newest project, puts the civilians. Junlei and Edna came full force. Junlei thought it'd be cool to use a melee weapon when I had a gun, so she lost her life really quickly, and Edna had the better idea in using a ranged weapon but had the accuracy.
Hail, Captain. Your return time is within 14.
Went to the very last leader of the Groundbreaker ship, which was Sublight.
In this Outer World, say 12 inspiration, and you had to put 48 skill points in order to get that up to 60, that would net you, and by end game, it would net you an extra 120 skill points. So for that 48 invested, you're going to get 120 back, and that's not taking into account, you know, all the other passive benefits you get from investing into inspiration, like companion damage and extra armor for them as well, and the ability to use abilities. So that said, let's look at Pravati and Felix first, because their skills are roughly the same. They have Persuade similar amount, Lockpick similar amount. The difference here is Engineering and Sneak. So if you want to play a stealthy character, the Sneak, their perks that will allow you to increase his skills, you know, theoretically hack and science if you find like a plus tech skills. Armor piece that will then translate to more of that free.
Sorry, am I causing a scene? See you in You've avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jess.
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking.
Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors. Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
CNP near maple syrup. It's near this complete breakfast.
I'm sorry. Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are... As for the... Be my guest. If you know something I don't...
We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty I'm just terrible, dreadful... Criminy. She really ain't gonna drop this, is she? Alright, seems I've gotta do something.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you? See, I owe them a lot. Udon Bedford's the board guy on the station. Well, law have mercy. That sure works in my favor. With Udon gone, I don't owe money to anyone on the board no more. You have my greatest gratitude for letting me know I am now...
One of the orderlies told me Jesse's out already? You really do work fast. Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better than average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my dead off. If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, which tells me you're... But we can say I'm repaying. She helped me win a bet. We were on a smuggling run planetside when our point man bet me I couldn't outrun a mantisaur. What can I say? Something about people telling me I can't do a thing that just makes me itch to prove them wrong. And as... Yeah, but the... You won't be sorry. Traveling in style, are we? I'll be
Dr. Fenhill, glad you opted to join us. Bones on the crew.
If you stop in the engine room, would you ask Parvati to send Sam down to the bridge?
Sometimes...
I befriended a bloodhound in the process. Alright, okay, we can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an intent to listen.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you? See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here to lay low. Udon Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me.
Something on your mind? I'm a surgeon by training and a pirate by inclination. Not much else to know, Captain. I like long walks on the promenade and the smell of Spacer's Corona. I make a mean zero-G cocktail and I've got a meaner right hook. Well, my blood type is AB positive, I'm a Leo, and I despise Space Hospital. Never mind what anyone else tries to tell you. That about covers it. Aw, come on, that stuff's boring. Look, the thing I've learned about living in close quarters is that you've got to give people room to breathe. I'm all for making a few bits together and having fun doing it, but let's keep a little professional distance. Sure do. Some of it was even legal. What gave it away? It's the hair, right? Or maybe the ammo belt? I had it custom made. Gotta figure out how to work that into my aesthetic. Maybe a pair of earrings? I've done all types of work with all kinds of crews. If there's one thing you ought to know about me, it's that I won't tell you your business. Your ship, your way. Glad to hear it. It's worked for me this long. It's a mix of whatever you've got on. I'll make you one sometime. If you don't enjoy it, I'll make a few more until you do. No complaints here.
Hello everybody and welcome back to a new episode of The Outer Worlds. This episode we're going to start off by finding Edna Igmara. And it looks like she might be in this room here. We need to report back to her and say we finished the mission that she assigned to us.
My comm center already got an update ping from the backup relay. I trust everything went smoothly.
Here's your backup data.
Thanks. That's odd. The only messages in the queue are encrypted ones. Looking at the transmission logs, the relay hasn't received a single unencrypted message in the past 36 months. Must be on account of some new security red tape. Well, whatever's the cause, the board and the Earth Minister will see it sorted. Thanks again for saving my derriere. I secured quite the payment authorization for you from Chief Junlei. Try not to spend it all in one place.
Okay, so that means you gave me some money. 9,000 XP and I've gained 1,200 bits. That is nice. Ground paper reputation increased, baby. Let's go. So we now have 7,600. We're getting closer to what we can pay. So now we need to do some more side missions. Find Captain Iron. View discretion recording on your ship. Let's do this one. The distress signals. There's one auto mechanical guy left, but before we talk to him, let's...
You've been keeping busy. I hear you took on some extra work at Fallbrook. Catherine doesn't always play nice with others, but it sounds like she and Clive reached some kind of Hey, when you were at the slaughterhouse, those swine didn't... Like they were hanging on to your every word, scheming. And when you turned around, maybe they just point like innocent little idiots. I knew it. I'm probably getting worked up over nothing. Just try not to think about pigs. You never know, you know? I've got a lot on my mind, but it's nothing that concerns you. At least, not yet. I don't chop.
Welcome! Not me. I was... Everything I sell...
Even the air costs money here.
Assholes and their big interstellar freak. I'm just in port long enough to get another haul contract.
This is Halcyon News.
Felix Millstone. Nice to see you out of Docking Bay. Keeping your
Yes, ma'am. Been at least a couple weeks since my last nose-related incident.
Uh-huh. I'm glad to see you in a captain's custody. Just try not to steal any critical parts from...
It's possible I got caught lifting some spare parts a couple years back, but it was only just that one time. Honest.
I'd tell you to stay out of trouble, but I know you'll find it anyway. Whatever you do, just make sure I don't find out.
Impressive as always.
You aiming to send a message? If so, we best do it now while we... Me? No. But our relaying capabilities? That's on the final countdown. We're going offline in 3, 2, 1.5... No. Our primary relay station's soon to be occluded by a gas giant. Happens every 40 years or thereabouts. The event's for
months? Groundbreaker's gotta have some type of fallback, right?
We've got backup auxiliary relays, but the one currently in orbital range went offline some months ago. Yeah, I'm but I should say no, but why not? Oh, and the relay stations orbit the edge of the Halcyon system, so they tend to... I'm sure the stations... It's not like they're in high demand. Most...
Crew members Ellie and Max are engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen. Please avoid damage.
I'll admit, the station's in better shape than I expected it to be.
Wonder if it's empty.
Well done. We're still alive.
Yeah! Now that was fun! Alright, here we go!
Fired adjacent.
What happened here?
Yeah, he's long gone.
Great work.
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship. The groundbreaker has approved our request.
Looking at the... Well, whatever's... Thanks again for saving my derriere. Routing through the backup relay...
Careful where you point that thing.
When I started this job, you could go
Be seeing you, stranger.
Now it's just hours.
Careful where you smoke.
Hello. Welcome to the office of the representative of Halcyon Holdings here on Groundbreaker. I am the board's representative here on Groundbreaker. You may call me Mr. Silva, or Sir, whichever you prefer. My sincerest apologies, but I'm afraid I don't understand. Other guy? Regretfully, that name doesn't ring a bell. Now, if you have nothing further, please excuse yourself. If you're asking why he no longer sits at this desk, that's simple enough. His employment with Halcyon Holdings was terminated. If you're instead inquiring as to the precise location of his body, well, that I do not know. May I help you with anything else? I haven't asked, nor do I care to know. I heard screams, in point of fact, from down the waste disposal hall. Now you know as much as I do. I hope this information satisfies your curiosity. Good day.
You're an artist, Captain.
This is Halcyon News.
Unless you have business with the board, move along.
What do you think you're doing?
You and I never saw each other.
Hold it right there. What do you think you're doing? Just don't make more paperwork for me, all right?
Something the matter? Move along.
Careful where you smoke. The crew bills us for air filtration. You gotta show me how you did that. Well done. We are victorious.
There? I can hear foot. Thank you, stranger. Shit, ain't that a relief? You have no idea how good the air on Groundbreaker smells until you've been trapped in a tiny bathroom with an overflowing toilet. Thanks again, friend. What usually happens on this partially pressurized rust bucket? Something broke. Well, actually 2 things broke. First, the damn toilet overflowed. When I came to clean that up, the damn door decided to close and lock on me. Time stood still. I was aware of nothing but the smell. Ugh, could have been days. Ah, shit. You're gonna shake me down after I was trapped in a shit... That all? Of course. Everyone on the ship's gonna hear about this. Hell, it's the only chance I've got to keep my job.
You know that sound when you've snapped on an injector clip? That's how I got a full line of weapon modifications. Why, it gets you the weapon best suited for your lifestyle.
Yeah, like wrapping barbed wire around a tossball stick.
Self-improvement, including one's weapons, is always a worthy endeavor.
Take your basic Deadeye assault rifle. Perfectly serviceable. But what if you like finesse? Slap a scope and silencer on that bad boy. Bunker down in a bush someplace and pop off heads. What if you like... no and yes. When you install something, it pops in there real nice, but if you want to replace it, the originals tend to snap like plastic toys. Only takes a bit of elbow grease and a spot. Most ships have a work. Right here for a start. A what? Sorry, hon. Here at Bell's Shells, we just don't discuss impolite topics, and WARRA. So, what can...
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regular...
Great work.
You learn to keep your eyes to your...
You learn to keep your eyes to yourself in my job. Nobody wants you looking close at their cargo.
You can pay me to visit
I'm
Monarch.
not feeling so hot. If it wasn't for us, this whole...
I try and keep the place clean.
A new face. What's your Only the usual. What ain't I?
Move along.
Is any...
What do you recommend?
Wish they'd let us off station.
Isn't your usual glacial
Air up
age,
here is just
iceberg
recycled
age,
space.
It's been a day.
Yeah.
Could use a little privacy if you don't.
It's always...
At
least the heat's dealt with.
Heard you been working for Subway. Lilia takes good care of us.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was this your room? I'll just move along.
This is a law-abiding establishment.
Huh?
Great.
gracious. I found a handsome ceramic mandapillar at a salvage auction last...
Still getting acquainted? Can't go wrong if... Our local garbage collectors. That Lilia Hagen never met a debris field she'd...
What the? What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? All right, scram.
Heads up!
I'm headed up to here with
shower after this. Damn it! Just cleaned my boots this morning.
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or... I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return. Understood. If you die or are incarcerated for life, I can generate a new ID for the next captain. I would prefer... Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am...
Attention, unauthorized. You are hereby... I'm sorry, you people? Did you just cast a generalization on upstanding UDL employees? That's a fine of 200 bits. You're up to 5,708, not including the cost of your execution and the disposal of... Protocol is important. The sentencing of one Tartarus docking... Wait.
Transmission How can... to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Oh, speak of the devil.
Attention. You're... I'm sorry. You're up to... All right. I'm feeling generous. I'm transmitting the idea of a productive, law-abiding employee so you can see what one looks like before you die. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance? I think I'll initiate an
right by us once. Now it's ours. The board will never own Starfleet. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardat!
Trash like you. Wasting my time. What's that? What's that noise? What's that?
Everyone all right? You're in order, Captain.
Meditate on that as we make our descent.
They say nobody's ever broken out of the labyrinth.
Yes, you... What?
Yep. Lead the way, boss. I got your back.
Sublight has arrived. Hey, kid. A little bird told me you could use our help. I said I owed you one, and I always pay my debts. We're not about to leave our favorite vice president.
Everyone all right?
right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So, get in there and fight! Good here! Nobody messes with you, boss! Waste of company ammo. Our victory is their defeat. Waste of company ammo. Waste of company ammo. Here we go.
ready. Let's do this.
After all you've done, all the work you've destroyed, all the money you've cost me, your misguided crusade has... That crackpot's plan is ludicrous. We have steps, action items, budgets, and reports. All he's got is a guilty conscience and lofty dreams. In any other circumstance, I'd admire your boldness. In this one, however, I have only 2 words. No call for... You unbelievable bitch. Sophia should be the one wasting her time with you, but you killed her. I'll have you hanged, quartered, bankrupted. Thankfully, you're in a prison already. Is that what you think you're doing? This path of wanton societal disruption? You call that being a savior? I call it sabotage. In the next... Absolutely not. Akande was always the sociable one, not me. Need I repeat the magic 2 words?
Nicely done.
Halcyon.
Fun!
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You lunatic. You broke into the board's own fortress and killed the chairman just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough. Ah, all in a day's work for you, huh? You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received us 2 years ago.
Hold on, Doc. Are you telling me the Earth went dark 3 years ago, and the board's just been covering this up?
They've been incredibly...
Earth is only an idea.
We're... Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed. We must begin the... We're going to need... When I revived you, I thought you were going to help me save this colony. I was wrong. I had our roles reversed, you see. You're the one who's going to save us all. I'm just the one who said, you're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to... We're not a colony...
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment she landed in Emerald Vale, her actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as Halcyon began its long, arduous journey toward recovery, many of Terra 2's smaller townships started adopting MSI's alternative corporate structure, and eventually became entirely self-sufficient. In the coming years, many of these townships managed to eke by, where otherwise they might have starved. Bolstered by her status as savior of humanity, Lilia Hagen ushered Sublight Salvage to a new golden age. Her company grew bolder and more transparent over time, muddying the line between lawful and criminal for the entire colony. The Sublight family would thrive for years to come. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Ellie savored her adventures on the Unreliable. Once they were done, she returned to life as usual, running missions of dubious legality, shunning respectable work, and living life to the fullest. She meant to reach out to her one-time captain, but she was always bad at keeping in touch. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, an MSI subsidiary of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past, and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.